And if you're fat and trying to lose weight, just like eat healthy and go to the gym. Don't fucking. Those pills are bad, and they're bad for your fucking insides too. Like I don't know. Like I feel like
Do they make you shit?
I peed a lot. I remember that. It actually probably made me constipated. It probably did the exact opposite.
Well, but I noticed that when I drink coffee in the morning, it's like, because I pee a lot anyway because I drink so much water, but when I drink coffee, oh my God, I just start having to piss so bad.
Yeah, and then you don't flush it, and then Blac Chyna comes in and has to use the bathroom, and is disgusted.
I was actually going to comment on the bathroom because I used it before the podcast, and you guys have definitely cleaned it, right?
Stepped up the bathroom.
I'm proud of you guys.
Because, okay,
who cleaned it, Yuri?
And you know what's really funny about Blac Chyna dissing the bathroom is that my sister, who Josh is married to, she cleans the office and like the bathroom, everything like once a week. Anybody who thinks about bathroom though, it's like once a week.
It's a little.
You're
intense.
not gonna get every single thing cleaned up when it's like 4 or 5 days removed from the once a week cleaning or whatever. So Blac Chyna dissing the bathroom was like her dissing my sister, which is extra funny.
You should have took that personally. Honestly,
well, probably you didn't fucking flush the toilet. That's probably what happened.
No, I think I did.
If you knew Blac Chyna was coming,
about, oh my God, did I flush a toilet? You probably didn't.
No, because let me tell you, this is why. Because people have seen that interview clip, and a lot of people have probably only seen like the last 45 seconds or whatever. But she was pissed off to start that interview.
She kept that same energy from the beginning of as soon as y'all sat down.
When she walked in, and she was like an hour and a half later, whatever. When she walked in, it seemed like she was going to be cool. Then she goes, "Do you have a bathroom?" I said, "Yeah, it's over there." Laura comes and whispers to me like, "I don't think Blac Chyna's very hyped on the bathroom." I'm like, "Oh,
Laura, I want to know what she said."
I wish Laura was here.
What if she just went in there and shrieked?
But I think she refused to use it. So I think that Blac Chyna most likely had to pee, and who knows,
she was holding it the
poop.
whole time.
And yeah, I know, isn't that because like I can imagine if I showed up to do an hour-long interview and they were like, "Oh yeah, you can't pee," which she could have peed, but if I couldn't pee, this is gonna be the worst interview ever because I can't concentrate or be cool when I'm like. Really having a piss.
You're holding that bladder in the whole time.
She did seem angry. You were a little bit annoying, which you do very well. And the funny thing is I've watched the most random episode of like Blac Chyna's mom trying to find love on like a reality dating show, and then Blac Chyna is one of like the judges that judges the guys. Same demeanor. Just sit. She wouldn't even look at the camera. She was more pissed off in that her mom reality show thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I watched a Breakfast Club interview that she did, which was actually, she said it was only the second interview she ever did, and she did that maybe like a year and a half or 2 years before the other day. And I'm watching it, and it's like she was not great by any means, but she was giving Charlemagne like more than she was giving me. Like I asked some of the same questions that he asked, and she like completely shut me down, whereas she kind of let him rock, which I get because you already answered the question about Kid Buu, so maybe you don't want to talk about Kid Buu again or whatever. But like my whole thing with it is that like I was really genuinely excited for that interview, and I even said to somebody on the staff before, I said like, this is going to go one or two ways. One, she's going to actually be cool, and she's going to actually talk about all the shit that I want to talk about and let me like have an in-depth conversation with her, which I personally think would be amazing for her like personal brand. Like if you could just like, I feel like a lot of people are like, you know, curious about Blac Chyna to a very understandable extent because she's very striking. You know, if you take one look at her, you can't like stop looking at her. She's very attractive. She's very kind of, but just like crazy looking. She's got crazy history with tons of different rappers. She's been in the game. She's clearly made a shitload of money. There's so many interesting things to talk about, but she just puts up this wall and is like not going to let you anywhere near those topics.
Which is weird because you came to do an interview.
And then, but then the other option that I said of how I thought it might go is I said, I honestly feel like if she doesn't give me a really good interview, that I think she might walk out because I just couldn't like see her having a good sense of humor about like if she really didn't want to talk about the dudes she's dated, which she didn't. I just couldn't really see it going well. And the thing that I didn't get a chance to do, because at one point in the interview, I wanted to ask her if she knew who Selena Powell was. I didn't get a chance to do that. And if she had said that, I would have had to like really cushion it, but I would have said, okay, so I wanted to ask you about this. Selena, when she was most recently on the podcast, she told me that you fuck for a cup of Henny.
Yo, relax.
If you would have said that to her, reached over and slapped you.
I was thinking that maybe if she was super cool and super comfortable, I could just say that, but I would have said it like, Selena Powell, she's crazy. She said this crazy thing.
But
what are your thoughts on it? But I didn't even get within a mile of being able to ask that question.
Like 5 miles.
Selena saying that she fucks for a cup of Henny was one of the funniest things I ever heard on this podcast.
That was
so
kinda
just
funny,
the
I'm
mental
not gonna
image
lie.
of the cup of Henny.
No, but look, like you tried to even like cushion or like work your way around the Soulja Boy thing, and she was just
Would you
like,
do music with him? Because the thing with Soulja Boy
That did not work out
Do you
at all.
remember what Soulja Boy tweeted about her?
No.
When it was like, it was rumored that Blac Chyna and Soulja Boy are dating,
I
and then it
remember
was
that.
like, they broke up like a couple days later. Soulja Boy tweeted, "I just wanted to feel what the inside of the pussy felt like."
I felt that.
If Blac Chyna had been more cool about me bringing up Soulja Boy, I maybe would have been able to sort of be like, so I remember that tweet, like, how'd you feel? I didn't get
Bro, she wasn't going for none of that. No. She also got really mad when you brought up the idea of doing OnlyFans with Safari. She's like, don't disrespect with me.
But the thing was, I brought up OnlyFans, and she was just automatically so not feeling it that.
But it's like, bro, listen, nobody knows you for your music. Let's just be honest.
Yes,
like,
I know.
I didn't even know she was even making music, to be honest.
Did she come here with like, this is what I want to talk about and this is not what I don't want to talk about?
She didn't say that, but then that's the thing about her music is I was watching a bunch of her music.
It was good?
No. She has a song with Trippie Redd.
I like the Trippie one.
And she has a song with like Keek the Sneak.
That's super fire.
Was he always in a wheelchair?
No, he got into a really bad car accident, I think.
Oh, okay.
Wait, hey, let me fact check that,
Keek
please.
the Sneak car accident?
I'm pretty sure he got into a really bad car
accident. It's Keek the Sneak and Too Short in the video.
Whoa, that's fire.
Is she from the Bay?
No, I don't think so.
She's from DC, and that was one of the questions that I believe. That's one of the questions that I asked her was like, you did the song, like, what's the idea? You did a song with like Too Short and Keek the Sneak. You did a song with Trippie Redd. Like, what is your direction that you want to take your music in? And her answer was kind of like,
I'm gonna do me.
I'm gonna just do me. Music, like, what? I'm gonna do whatever. Like I felt like I was in a fight with her. Like, nah, fuck you. I ain't answering this question. Get away from me. Nah.
She was just like,
yeah. It was like every long-winded question. It was like an open-ended question where it's like.
Sometimes you do that though. Like you'll have
a car accident. Keek the Sneak got shot in 2017 8
sorry.
times at a Richmond gas station. Wow,
Jesus
poor guy.
Christ.
See, thank you for fact checking.
And there's at
You
least
said he was in the car.
Well, there's a car, so.
Okay.
there's at least it wasn't a car. There's at least one DJ Vlad interview from approximately a year ago about that. So shout out to DJ Vlad for that. I might have to
You
watch
know
that.
who I was thinking about? There was a Bay Area legend that died recently in a car accident. That's who I was thinking about. Sorry, got it confused.
But you don't know who? It's all
I was
right.
like, who's this legend?
It was like
Very legendary. Never heard of him.
no. The chat knows. The chat knows.
have
I don't.
no chat.
You're
We
not
have no
talking
chat.
about Briss again, right?
No,
'Cause he got
not Briss.
shot,
No,
right?
it's not Briss. It was like
Briss is
it was like
legend, though.
somebody like D-Lo or somebody like that.
D-Lo is
Nah,
not
D-Lo's still
dead.
alive, but it was somebody like in that realm, you
I think
know?
you're on the D-Lo.
Messy
Okay.
Marv or
Okay, so
somebody.
back to Blac Chyna. The funny thing is the next related video was the Cuban Doll walks out of an
know.
interview. And I noticed that Cuban Doll lasted longer than
How long was hers? 20-something?
1 minute longer.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, who's gonna be the new record?
I know, and I was thinking about that too because, like, you know what? We literally that happened. Blac Chyna walked out, and we all just sat around and watched it to try to because most of the staff is in the other room, like AD's in the other room. AD's like, "Did you do the interview?" I'm like, "Yes." She just walked out after. He's like, "What the fuck?" Like, he couldn't believe it.
So what was the scene like? She walked out this door and then just like walked out to her car and left?
Yeah, and her manager, who is just this big dude, he comes up to me. He's like, "Appreciate you." Like, he gives me the pound. Like, does
Like
not
you did
seem like
something
he's
good.
holding on to any of her animosity at all.
That's good.
And actually, we released it, and I had no idea. But I guess that her team reached out to Laura, like, "Can we not release that?" And I don't know if Laura even responded,
too
but
late.
the answer is no. Like, even before it came out, like,
Yeah.
and that was.
Good thing her big ass manager didn't press you and like beat you up.
Yeah,
that
that's
would've
what I was
been
thinking.
weird. Hey,
Scary.
we got the blaming pack for that. But I mean, no, he seemed like he was really cool. And I mean, if he just watched me endure that, I have no idea who this guy was, and he had a mask on. So if I saw him again right now, I would have no idea. But I mean, think about what he endures.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like this is probably the first time that she's been kind of bitchy to somebody.
That's probably why he's like, "Yep, all right, appreciate you." Have a good one."
He didn't seem surprised at all. He just got up like it was another day of work. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. He was out. Like, he seemed like
probably-
he had seen this before.
Probably had no idea that was supposed to be like an hour-long, in-depth interview.
He probably thought it was supposed to be that short.
Maybe I should have
Yeah.
gave her some mushrooms or something. Like, what do I have to do to get her
Why
to
are you
open
gonna
up?
drug
Pass her a blunt.
Not drug like that, but I just want her to like open up a little bit. Man, imagine she got high and just got weird and like wouldn't talk and stuff.
Well, I mean, that's what
But
happened.
there was like court paperwork that came out like relatively recently where Rob Kardashian was just saying like, oh yeah, like she's a huge cokehead, she does tons of coke. I wanted to ask her like, so let's be real, like, do you still do coke?
Yo, bro,
But
she would have actually put hands on you.
You know, with somebody like her, it's like in my mind, all these questions range from like things that she will just answer that are maybe kind of boring to things that she probably doesn't want to answer but will be really, really entertaining for the audience. And I didn't even get close to any of the offensive
you like
stuff.
barely scratched the surface.
Dude, she was fucking over everything you had to say before you even got it out of your mouth. Like there was one question. You do kind of do this sometime though. Like you had a point to your question, but you just like went like every other angle around it, and by the time you got to it, she was like,
She's like, you're weird.
A lot of times when I watch interviews that like younger, like less experienced people are doing, that's the number one thing, is that I see them get nervous and they start with one question and then they just keep babbling and turn it into another question. Because that's kind of what I did with the Safari thing, because she got so upset about me even mentioning OnlyFans that I was just like trying to think of anything I could say, and I'm like,
so Safari.
I just had Safari.
You want to do content with him?
And in my head, I'm not thinking about the fact that he's married. No, I'm thinking like, oh,
that was not a big deal at all. Like that was
it's typical Adam.